Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching this program from. Today is the first day of May. I welcome every one of you, and I want to encourage you to please continue to follow this very platform and listen to information that are coming. And whenever you hear us speak, please go and verify. Because we don't come here to preach lies, neither do we come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack any individual. We come here to say things the way they are. And I urge you to continue to follow this platform and listen carefully. Here we bring information that has to do with the Biafra Republic of Exile, information that has to do with the restoration of Biafra, and things that are happening in the contraption called Nigeria. That is what we speak about on this platform. Today being the 4th day of May, I want to remind everyone that is watching about our self-referendum. The self-referendum of the Biafran people is important. It's going to play a very major, great role in the restoration of Biafra. In fact, there is no doubt that the self-referendum of Biafra people is going to give more legitimacy to the restoration of Biafra, to the Biafra Republic of Exile, and our Prime Minister. It is not enough to continue to cry about marginalization. It is not enough to continue to shout, all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra. It is not enough to agitate. The world we live in today, they want evidence. They want proof to show how serious you are. One of the major ways that Biafrans can show their seriousness to get out of the contraption called Nigeria is through the self-referendum. We have cried enough. We have complained enough. It is time for action. It baffles me when I see some people who claim to be fighting for Biafra freedom speaking against the self-referendum. It baffles me when somebody who claims to love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, know Mazen Nnamdi Kanu too well, we come up and stand against the referendum. So many of them go to the extent of standing against the Biafra Republic government in exile under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. It is of knowledge today that the Biafra government in exile is in charge of all the legal expenses of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it is in the open knowledge today that the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in line with the Biafra Republic of Exile. And it is clear to the whole world that our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is aware in everything we are doing. And if we go wrong in any way, of course, it's going to remind us. But today, as you can see, on many occasions where attempt has been made to blackmail our Prime Minister or to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speak against the government of Biafra, he has never, at any point in time, done so. And yet, the ignorant ones still refuse to learn a lesson. You are going to learn it the hard way. If you do not learn, you are going to learn it the hard way. I can't imagine somebody that came out and began to make a video, gathering about 20 or 15 people around him, claiming to be the leader of Judaism in the East. And he is saying that he is not in support of the Biafra self-referendum. Only an idiot will say that. Because when you say that you are not in support of the Biafra self-referendum, it simply means that you are not in support of Biafra. That is what it means. When you open your mouth in the open before the whole world and say that you are not in support of Biafra referendum, it means you are not in support of the freedom of your people. Why are we conducting referendum? Ask yourself, why is it necessary that we conduct referendum? It is very necessary that we conduct referendum because So many lies have been pushed against the Biafran government, and they have said that those of us who are talking about the freedom of Biafra do not have the mandate of the people. That is one of their greatest lies. They say that people who are speaking about Biafra do not have the mandate of the Biafran people. They go ahead to say that only the people living abroad are speaking about the restoration of Biafra. They are the only people who are concerned about Biafra. They go ahead and say that it is only the Igbo Biafrans are calling for the freedom of Biafra. And they say it's only the Igbo Biafrans that are Biafran. All these are lies that have been pushed out by the Nigerian government. They have pushed these lies so far to the world, and some people in the world are beginning to believe it. That is why it has become necessary that we do not only debunk these lies by a mere word that we speak. We have to debunk this lie with evidence. One of the evidence we can provide to debunk these lies is what? Self-referendum. Today, the brief chart that our Prime Minister brought out for the self-referendum shows that majority of the people who are voting on that self-referendum are people living in Biafra land. It shows that Biafra has support from the 40 states of Biafra. It shows that the Biafran people are standing behind the Republic government in exile. It shows that Biafran people are willing and ready to go home. How can anybody work against this credible evidence that can be seen? Some of them say we are doing it online. That why are we doing it online? Why not we come and do it on the ground? In 21st century, where we know that the AI is taking over, where we know that everything is going digital, including your personal treatment is going digital. And by the way, when you talk about survey is done online today by the United Nations. Survey is done online today by the EU. Every developed country in this world do survey. They go to court with it. They prove their point with it. They build their nation with it. And you open your mouth and speak against the self-referendum of Biafran people. You are a moron. That is what you are. Your envy, your jealousy, your hatred will not allow you to see reasons. And when you begin to tell all those lies and push those back, it makes you look stupid than ever. Fellow Biafran that are watching, it is our civic responsibility to participate in this self-referendum, to make sure that it gets to the ends of the world. Every Biafran must participate. One other thing that I will remind you is that democracy is a game of number. And there is a common saying we always say, we say majority carries the vote. We want to show the world the majority. We want to show the world the number. That is what they want to see. Evidence. We want to show them, not just by saying it. They want to see figures, and we want to show them that figures. We know the lie the zoo told during their election. They said 20 million plus registered, but only 4 million plus voted. We know that even the 4 million was inflated. After 20 million has registered, our Prime Minister came up and did a preached message and said, we will not be part of this election because it is not for our own good. Because we are going out of the zoo, we are no longer part of it. And the Biafrans responded and withdrew from that election. They didn't participate. And they decided to inflate their own number and said 4 million plus voted. Well, let's give it to them, 4 million. What about the rest that said that they don't want to be part of it? Remember, democracy is a game of number. In this self-referendum, we want to hand them over that number. We want to give them the number of Biafrans who are ready to go home. And there's no way you can sacrifice the majority for the minority when it comes to voting, when it comes to democracy. You cannot sacrifice the majority for the minority. So, fellow Biafrans, do not listen to the deceivers. Do not listen to the distractors. Go now and cast your vote. Make sure that every Biafran that is around you that is from 18 and above cast their vote. Help those you can help, either through providing a network for them or using your own smartphone to register them, get them updated and let them vote. Do it the way you can. As we have ended the first phase of the first stage, please make sure that you participate in this vote. It is very important. It is our civic responsibility to cast our vote, and that will legitimize the nation we are looking for. Thank you so much for listening to this very program. I am going to be back again to speak more on some other issues when Chukwu Okikabiyama permits. Thank you so much and stay safe. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move airborne